How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with new brewery time from a Full Circle Brewing. It's their very original Juicy. This is a New England style IPA, 6.6%. Never heard of these guys. Fresno, California, Full Circle. I don't think I've heard of these. A couple of my friends went to school for Full Circle. No, it's Full Sail University in Florida, so it's not even Full Circle. Anyway, I've never seen this brewery before. It popped up on a shelf up by where I work, and it's relatively hyper fresh. I mean, it's just about over 2 weeks old. And what else we got going on here? They say beertainment. I didn't see that before I bought it. Hashtag beertainment sounds kind of cheesy. Makes me assume the beer's not going to be that good. Anyway, they have this little kind of rating system for how the beer is on the side with skulls, so we're kind of going downhill already. Preconceived notions. Push them down. So color low, malt low, hops high. So that wasn't too nice of a little pop there. It sounded a little flat. So we'll see what's what. Yeah, these guys said Fresno, California. Never heard of them before. They get 6.6%. It was a little pricey, but I was feeling generous today. So there you go. 6.6% hazy. It's kind of looking the part of all that. Maybe a little bit darker than what you typically expect. Label-wise, it's all right. You know, it's a hop being pulled apart with pulpy juiciness coming out of it. So, and the beer's called Juicy. I mean, it's about as unoriginal of a name as you could possibly go with a hazy. Pinky finger. Super tight, compact, super creamy, super hopeful of a water nerdy softness in that sucker. Orange as orange could be. Maybe a skosh darker than what you typically expect, especially at 6.6%. But yeah, looks the part of it. Big hazy. Let's see if we get a nose. I mean, just soft orange vibes. Yeah, maybe a tiniest bit of a green grassy component, but really very muted nose. I mean, 6.6%, you're not talking about the biggest hazy, New England style hazy, what I assume it's trying to be, because it smells like a drop out all bitterness version, hence the New England kind of moniker. It's, they actually say it on the can too, that helps. It's just not much there. Soft orange, maybe a little bit of green grassiness. That might be me just reaching for something. Done and done. Let's just dive in. Cheers. Okay. Mouthfeel's really nice. It's got this really soft mouthfeel to it. Very cool point number 2. Not that sweet. I can't tell you how many of these have such under-attenuated residual sugar bombs. You get something like this that is almost like drying from lack of sweetness, as opposed to kind of like a yeast or even like a hop bitterness kind of driving that. There is a little bit of hop bitterness there, so it's not devoid of all bitterness. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not all that juicy. It's almost like it's juicy in the sense of the kind of beer it is, but it's like it underripened. Like if you juiced a bunch of relatively underripened kind of oranges or tangerines, to where obviously you're gonna get some juice out of that. You're gonna get these orange kind of flavors going on, and it's gonna have this kind of juice kind of vibe and feel to it, but it lacks. Maybe it is just a little bit too undersweet to kind of elicit that juicy kind of thing in your brain. I don't hate it by any stretch of the imagination. It drinks really nice. I dig the low sweetness kind of content in it. The mouthfeel is fantastic. It's just a couple things. One, 6, is it still? I keep thinking saying 6.6. I don't. Yes, 6.6. At 6.6%, I want more. I want a little bit more oomph. I want a little bit more kind of chutzpah to it, because I minus maybe the density, that mouthfeel density to it. I've had this beer at sub 6, sub 5. So it's just not giving me that kind of vibrance that I'd expect at 6.6%. But man, that mouth feels really nice. I don't mind this beer. Only other thing I'd poop on is the price point. Like I said, I paid $18 for this. I mean, I bought it on a whim. New brewery. I was just like, screw it. I just want to review something that I purchased that somebody didn't send me. A lot of times, a lot of the newer beers that I review tend to come from viewers or from breweries, and every now and then I like to stick my toe in the water and see what's out there. It's not a negative beer. Let's put it this way: if you gave me this beer at 5.6%, so 1% lower, and you gave it to me at $13.99, I'd be all over it. I'd be like, this is really good stuff, man, for this ABV level, sub 6%, plus I'm getting it like $13.99. Be like, that's pretty damn good. But you give it to me at $18, so $4 more than I wanted at. And then, you're giving it to me as a 5 and change kind of vibrancy at a 6.6% kind of ABV level. That's kind of where the beers kind of separate themselves from the haves and the have-nots. Now, I'm not going to call this beer have-not. It's tasty stuff. Purchase price aside, I don't hate it. And the mouthfeel is worth it. I was going to say at the price of admission alone. No, it's not. But if it was cheaper, a little bit cheaper, and I'm not looking for free beer here. I'm saying just the kind of the level of impact and from both flavor and everything else, mouthfeel, the whole nine. It's got the mouthfeel unlocked. There's no reason why you can't deliver that kind of little bit extra on a beer at that ABV level. So that's that little bit of disappointment, but a fun beer nonetheless. I mean, new brewery, get something like this. Let's say if somebody sent me this beer in the mail and I never had it before, and let's say I didn't know the ABV level, I'd be like, this is a pretty fun beer. I think it's like 5.5, and hopefully it doesn't cost that much. And I would be probably a little bit more enthused about it. But going in at that $18 price point and just getting that little bit higher ABV level just kind of makes me think a little bit. Makes me hem and haw. Makes me be the curmudgeon person that is me. You guys like that guy? So do I. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is this one of the better IPAs? New England style IPAs I've had as late. It's still worthy of being in a conversation. You're going to throw it in there and be like, I like this beer. This is what I like about it. It's what I don't. It's not going to be a Mount Rushmore status, but in the grand scheme of things, first foray to a new brewery, not too shabby. Value and availability, like I said, I don't know what this goes for anywhere else. This could be just an anomaly price point wise where I purchased this beer. New brewery, California. Hey, what can we charge for it? Maybe, I don't know. But if this is kind of $18 the average for this, it just doesn't really sit well with me, at least. Leave you with it if you like this. If you like your New England style IPAs to have a little bit of bitterness to them, have a low sweetness level, but still elicit kind of flavors of orangey goodness, but in a much less sweet kind of profile and impact, then this is probably going to be good for you. Not too shabby of a beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, excuse me, a Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of a juicy right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.